Clinton Portis and Cato June are in the house with us. Portis, who carried Washington literally and figuratively to a couple playoff berths in the Joe Gibbs era and was one of the great backs of his era, up near 10,000 rushing yards. I mean, that rookie season you had, now I know that was in Denver, but going for 1,500, averaging 5.5 a pop, just hitting home run after home run. I don't know that we're going to see that again because there's just not that many rookies that get that kind of workload right away. But your early career numbers before you got here and then you became just a battering ram workhorse were like on your way to just, no one had ever done that.
Yeah, it's
kind
Clinton
of thing
Bettis and instead of Portis anymore, you know.
I think the responsibility was totally different. I just left Denver and I was having this conversation with some of the writers that covered me. The responsibility that I had in Denver, I was like 14th, 15th on the totem pole. You had Hall of Fame, Shannon Sharp on the team, Rod Smith, who should be in the Hall of Fame, Ed McCaffrey, TD. Like you had so many other options when I popped out, So for me, it was kind of the way the system was set up. If you hit it and you're out of there, it was nobody. You because of the play action, you hit it, it's off to the races. Once I got here, like I don't think people really look at the situations. In 7 years, I think I had 5 coordinators who all wanted to do something different. And when you look at the quarterbacks over those 7 years, I might have had 9 or 10 quarterbacks. But the one constant was me in the backfield. I kind of felt like I was explaining to someone about leaving the DMV. And he was like, well, how was it? And I said, I left the DMV so upset because I felt like for years I was the savior and I turned into the problem. And that left a bitter taste in my mouth before coming back to broadcast, where it was like I refell in love with the city. So it's just one of those things, man. You're doing everything you're asked of. And it was like, oh, no, I want to do it this way, or this is how it should be done. Okay, this is what you want me to do. Let's do it.
Who was your favorite quarterback you played with in terms of ball? Not like just hanging out, going to dinner, but
Talking about here
yeah.
or that's crazy.
So I'm just top of
Probably,
my head. You played with Brunell, Campbell. Was Ramsey in there? Probably not.
yeah, Ramsey
Pat?
was here.
Okay. And then you were through Jason Campbell all the way up to like when Shanahan was here your last year, you had Donovan, right?
Yeah, but I think Donovan had something going on. It was different. He was at the end. Um, Probably the who we had from Kansas City.
Todd Collins?
Todd
Yeah,
Collins.
probably Todd.
Really?
Honestly,
During that
probably
4-game heater?
Yeah, I think just because Todd was one of those quarterbacks, I kind of Jason would have been much better if the truth ever would have came out about it. Jason's not one of those people that's gonna tell like, oh, but they were telling him where to go with the ball. And then when he make a mistake, like, oh no, throw this ball, it's gonna come open. He throw it, it's a pick six back the other way. Jason not coming out saying, well, the coach said throw it here,
It's like the staff before the plays, like, we want you to go to this guy.
It's an era that happened here that I'm not a huge fan of. That era, some of the coaching in it was bad for a lot of people.
That's
and
Zorn.
I think
Well, I'm asking.
in that
You're not talking
era,
about Gibbs, right?
of course I'm not talking about Gibbs.
Okay.
I love Coach Gibbs.
So he's talking about Jim Zorn. I'll say it.
I love Coach Gibbs. I love Coach Shanahan. But just
there's one other coach there. I'm trying to remember.
And you love Zorn too.
It was bad for a lot of people. If you look at the situation, and I think for Jason, he just didn't have that fair chance to go out and be a ball player because it was like this man is the one who's supposed to fix you, and he's really the one who hurts you type situation.
Cato, do you have any file on Jim Zorn?
Nah.
Do you remember him?
Yeah,
He used to tell the funniest stories about like just weird stories at the press conference where he's like talking about just going on a long bike ride and finding an animal and then sitting down and like Just and you're like, what is this dude talking about? And apparently he did the same thing with you guys.
But why would you all even buy into those stories? Why would you even sit and listen? Like, man, I
What
didn't
do you
come
want
to
us to
talk
do?
to you
Walk
about no
away?
damn bike ride. Like, what's going on with the team? You know, like
we got to that too, but he was he was just a quirky, strange guy. And also, let's be honest, how much do we really want to ask Jim Zorn about football?
Hey, you should have put him on the show. Like Weird Al Yankovic, that's his name. He should have had one of those shows.
Doing the parodies.
Did you ever have a wacky coach? Like a guy that was like a mad scientist or just did weird stuff?
Weird stuff?
Yeah.
As a player? Nah, I mean, you know, I had a bunch of old school coaches.
Your head coaches, you mentioned earlier, you were with Gruden, you were with Dungy. A couple of Hall of Fame caliber coaches.
Absolutely. So I mean, I had some stand-up coach. I was blessed as a player. Lloyd Carr, the legendary Willie Stewart here at Southeast DC and Anacostia High School. Got to shout out my home team. You know what I mean? So I was blessed to have a bunch of great coaches.
Who was your coach in the Arena League and CFL?
That's wild.
Now I'm curious.
Was that a sort? Who was it?
First of all, it wasn't the Arena League, and it wasn't the CFL.
Okay, so he botched two different leagues.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you even know what he's talking about?
What was it? Because I know where you're going.
Okay, well now I'm getting on Wikipedia.
I missed. It was the UFL.
I was just kidding. I didn't know you played.
Yeah,
I didn't know you
at the end. Yep, I did.
I was just kidding, messing with you.
It was the UFL. It was a bunch. We had a bunch of. Jeff Garcia was our quarterback. Amon Green was our running back.
Batman.
Oh, I remember
Wow.
that.
Yeah, it was like the first year that the league. A bunch of guys that was.
Wait. Before these guys all played in the league?
No,
This is after. Like we all old people then. Like
so you're talking about this was the when Jay Gruden was coach, like the USFL was.
No,
called.
it was the UFL. It was now I think they have the USFL and the UFL.
Yes.
They merged it.
Doug Williams had a team. Jay Gruden,
that's the
Sean
Virginia.
McVay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That group.
Yep.
Where
I
did
forgot
you play
about
it?
Omaha, Omaha Nighthawks.
Let's go. Yeah, I bet you were. Were you a beast?
I mean, I was having fun, man. It was a humbling experience. One, it's just like like I said, it was good because we had a bunch of guys that played a lot of good football, and knew it. But we had a college coach. I forget what's the dude. He had just got fired from Tampa Bay, offensive coordinator. I can't pronounce his name properly. I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah, if you say it, I'll be able to.
Like
Sarkisian?
Sarkisian.
Yeah. So
Texas head coach?
No, was he? He had just got Tampa. He got fired in the preseason. The offensive coordinator.
I gotta look.
I gotta look it up.
You gonna make me look
It's not
it up.
Sarkisian.
No, it's not Sarkisian.
Because he was like 20 at that point.
Yeah, no. He was.
This is like 2010 Bucks OC. This has been a blast. We've got Clinton Portis and Cato June in studio with us. A couple of well-versed football gentlemen and scholars who have lived their lives on the gridiron, and now, in the case of Cato, coaching on the Indianapolis Colts staff. I took the liberty of doing a little digging during the break.
Oh, okay.
The name in question was Jeff Jagodzinski.
Ah, yes.
And Cato said he had got fired in the preseason. And no disrespect, but I was like, there's no way that's true.
That didn't happen.
He's exaggerating.
No.
It was like October. So I looked it up. I've never heard anything like this. Do you know how bad you have to be? This is unbelievable. He got hired when you hire a coach, Danny, okay? He got hired in the winter.
Okay.
Raheem Morris is the head coach. They're looking for a coordinator. They hired him.
Normal course of events.
He got fired on September 3rd.
You hate to see it.
The day before their final preseason game. Literally in training
camp. It was that much of a gong show.
But immediately signed by the team that you played for him with, the Omaha Nighthawks, which sounds like a name after a nickname in like Step Brothers. You can call me Nighthawk. You can call me Dragon.
Wow.
Jeff Jagodzinski is the name.
That is the name.